Cut Lips 513.
Dude.
What?
I don't know if you should be saying that out loud.
Why?
Dude, our hundreds of listeners are going to hear that.
Cut Lips?
513.
You really? I didn't say what it was.
No, but I mean, they're all going to infer now. I'm just kidding. They're all retards. They ain't paying any attention to what we're saying. All of our listeners are retards. And I mean that in the best possible way. You know, we were just watching Juggalo videos.
Fucking hilarious.
And they got their own little thing. You know, that's ICP fans, is Juggalos. Maybe never trust the fart people are retards.
We need a fucking army.
We get an army of retards behind us. You got to say it in the Boston accent. We ain't trying to be rude here.
Let me ask you, you know how people find the word retard offensive?
Well, I'm sure it is. I don't know.
Is fucktard?
Fucktard, when you throw that in, or libtard?
Is it the tard part that makes it offensive, or is the re? If I just say you're a tard, is that as offensive as saying you're a retard? I don't think it is. I don't think most of those people would get as mad if I just called you a tard or a fucktard.
I just always, I don't know, some of those slurs, I write them off in my head by going, well, I never call them that. Like, I don't see a mentally handicapped person in the street and go, hey, retard. That's fucking mean. Why would I ever do that? I call Alex a retard. Because he's a fucking retard. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't mean it that way. But I mean, you can look at the fag the same way, the way I use it. I would never call a gay person a fag. Like, there's no point of that. Like,
I wouldn't either. But I use the word fag all the time.
Well, I might call Nathan a fag.
Yes.
I clearly don't. I know he's not gay, but so they're still wrong, I guess. But I feel like
But I don't feel like I have to adjust my whole life and my way of thinking to please everybody else.
Well, it's not to please everyone. I mean, if you're not going to upset people, I mean, because you say that, but then you're pretty passionate about the transgender issue because it hits so hard on the family. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So the same thing could be said about the fag or the retard term is like, if it's closer to you, then it's going to hit a little bit harder and might be a little bit more sensitive about it. So it's hard for me to sit there with no one close to me that is there and worry about it. But I don't even know what I'm trying to fucking say, man.
I know what you're saying.
And you should probably be nice, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be mean.
But see, mine's a new one.
But I am trying to be mean, but just not to the person that they think I'm trying to be mean to. But is the problem, and it is the problem, is you're insulting them by saying that it's bad to be that. So by calling Nathan gay, you're inferring that it's bad to be gay, and you're making fun of Nathan by calling him gay. And the same thing with the retard thing. When you're calling Alex a retard, you're making it sound like, well, that's an insult, so it must be bad to be retarded. So that's the problem. And so that's why you shouldn't use that shit. Or maybe it's just words that buddies use to each other because they're funny. Oh, it's 100% that.
If you and I were talking about a gay person, a gay guy that we knew, I'd never call him a fag. But I'll call you a fag.
I just hate the song and dance of life, where we got to pretend like this shit doesn't happen behind closed doors.
And that's the whole fucking point.
You know, you notice that a lot. Almost everybody I know wouldn't say shit like that in front of people or in a business setting, obviously, or afraid to do it, or put it on social media where everybody else can see it. But when they're just with their closest 4 or 5 people, they're saying some fucking awful shit. And they're not doing it to be mean. They're just goofing.
But the people that we're pissing off are doing it too with different things. Mm-hmm. You know what's so funny? It's like, at work, it's like, you worry about all this politically correct shit and you don't know who it's cool to talk around and blah, blah, blah. Black men love to say no homo. They love it.
Dude, I've said this for a while and people are like, probably think I'm a fucking shithead because I'm giving white people credit. I think white people are kind of the best with gay people. I think when you go over to the other cultures and stuff, they're a little bit more harsh on the gays over there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're awful people in the history of life. The white people are just the worst. I mean, it's hard to not say
I know
that.
What you're saying.
If you look at the complete history of the world, white people are kind of the worst. But right now, we're better to the gays than anyone else.
No doubt about it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't find the word beaner offensive.
Well, you're not Spanish or Mexican.
Beaner. What the fuck about that word? Because they eat a lot of beans?
No, it's meant to be insulting. So regardless.
But it's meant to be, but explain to me how it is.
It's not important.
It is to me.
No, it's not.
And that's why I say these words.
Look at the N-word. What does that actually mean? I don't fucking know.
I don't know either.
Exactly, but it's obviously bad. So don't say it. And I guess you could look at the same thing as beaner. I mean, I know that's already a word.
I think the N-word obviously derived from Negro. That was a commonly used word a long time ago.
Hey, I like when you still find those. When you're just like, you meet a super old person and they say a word. Now, Negro might have finally went out. Like that old doesn't even exist anymore, but you still get the colored people, old people that'll say that still. That's what I mean. Like that generation's still alive.
Hey,
so.
did you hear about your cousin? She's dating a colored fella.
Yeah, and they don't mean anything wrong with it.
She didn't.
And now I'm starting to think after that dies out, and this was kind of brought up for debate with on Facebook recently, and I agree with him. But at the same time, I see it in my father. He says brothers. My dad has never... Fucking 41 years old I am. My dad has never said a racist thing in front of me. Ever. He's not a racist person. But he does say brothers when he's referring to black people. Apparently that's what they used to all call each other when he used to work in an all-black factory in the 70s.
Well, they did. I mean, because I was around then.
Yeah, and they would all say brother.
Hey,
and
me
then,
and the brothers over here are going to go do something after work.
Exactly, and that caught on with my dad, and he still says it to this day. But... with that being said, if you hear that term from someone you know that has a little bit of racial tendencies in them, it totally changes. Like we know someone else that says it all the time. You know, this brother's over there. He's not saying it in a nice way. You know what I mean?
But see,
so that's a close one. It's kind of like colored people, but your mom says it. You know what I mean? And I don't think your mom's a racist.
No.
But well, I probably thought your mom was racist. I think everybody over like 80s probably a
Mom
little bit,
wasn't. And it was weird. It wasn't. And neither was Dad.
Yeah, I know you've told me about your father too. And cool, I'm glad they are. But you know what I mean? Like just that certain age, like that racial thing just don't mean anything because it's like that's just who they were. Fuck.
Well, my parents...
Good luck finding a black guy over 70 that likes
born,
white people. You know, I don't blame them. But
yeah. Well, when my sisters were born, my parents were fucking dirt poor. And they lived in the shit. They lived in Covington. They were surrounded by every fucking race there was. Mm-hmm. Just didn't grow up that way.
Yeah, I think that's all what it is. Is how you grow up.
They just, Dad didn't have a fucking racist bone. Neither did Mom. But Mom said colored. Mm-hmm. But see, the other day we were talking. Somebody on Facebook posted ragging on white guys that call black guys brother. I took a tiny bit offense to that.
Yeah, we're talking about the same post.
But I call everybody brother. I mean, you're around me all the time. When somebody walks up to the game, I don't even know him. Hey, how you doing, brother? Yeah, black or white, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's just how you talk to people. You do say brother. You're like Hulk Hogan.
Say it all the time. And it's just like, and that's
you're
why
Hulk Hogan's age. Maybe it's that age range.
It's just something I've always done. And it's like, I grew up with 5 sisters and a mother and a dad who was gone all the time working. So it's like when I meet a woman or a girl, she's honey or sweetheart. That's how I talk.
You do that.
Now I'm a sexist.
Well, I don't know if you're a sexist, but it's not the best way to go about it. I mean, that's something that you should
change. But I don't say, hey, sugar tits or anything. I say, hey, how you doing, honey?
Yeah, but a lot of women take that the same way.
Fuck them. They're too fucking sensitive.
Well, fair enough.
If you don't like me, then don't talk to me anymore. But I don't mean anything offensive when I say it to you. If a black guy walks up and I say, hey, what's up, brother? Then now a white guy walks up, brother, how you doing? It's just me. Yeah, I don't mean anything by it.
Yeah, it's like your generation does the brother thing, and then anyone that goes to prison, once they come out, everybody's brother after prison. I don't know what goes on there that makes everybody brothers, but...
You know what I don't say?
What?
I don't say bro.
I don't like bro.
I never say bro.
Only say bro when I'm talking like Evo.
I think bro would be more of a slang against black people.
You know what I do say,
Hey,
though?
What's up, bro?
What I've noticed that I do?
What?
And this isn't just black people. This is also younger white people. I say homie a lot. Hey, what's up, homie?
I don't.
See you later, homie.
I don't find that.
But I only do it to black people.
Oh.
Younger black, well, not younger, but my age and younger, and then the same with white people about my age and younger. But I won't do it like
But that's a term that black people use for a friend.
I know, I
buddy.
get it, but I don't do that for everybody. Like you kind of do brother for everyone, or do you? I don't know.
Everyone.
As a 70-year-old white guy comes up, you could say brother.
Absolutely.
I got sir. That's all of a sudden sir.
No, hey, how you doing, brother?
Any old person's just sir to me.
I say brother.
Like the only reason I don't call you sir is because I know you. Otherwise, you're walking up, I'm calling you sir.
I think I use the word
buddy,
sir
because I use buddy way too much.
If I look at somebody and look in their face and go, that's the kind of dick that wants to be called sir. All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I got buddy from Miguel a long time ago, and I haven't stopped using that one since.
I mean, I'll have an old couple walk up. Hey, brother, how you doing? How about you, honey? That's just me, man.
That is how you talk.
That's just me.
It annoys me.
But it might annoy you, but it's almost like I couldn't stop myself.
Hey there, toots.
I don't do stuff like that.
But you should. Just switch it over
there. Now and then you might get a sweetheart out of me, but for the most part, it's general terms. Older women are usually dear.
Yeah. Hey there, dude, and you're a sour puss.
Yeah.
I like that term, sour puss.
And, see, that's why I look at someone like Joe Harrington. Mm-hmm. Okay, now Joe.
He said dog.
Dog. See, that's to me someone who's trying to sound like a different culture.
Joe's.
What's up, dog? But that's the way he talks.
That's the way Joe was brought up. I believe Joe lived in a very mixed neighborhood and hung out with mostly black guys, and he grew up kind of talking like a black guy.
And that's why I don't ever look at him and say, hey, he's meaning racial shit by it, because that's the way he talks.
No, I don't ever get any racial tones out of Joe. Joe's, he's definitely not a racist fella.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we only know like a few racist fellas.
Do we hang out with any real racist fellas?
Yeah, we do. I'm
the
not
one you're
names
thinking
out.
of, I just don't know if he is.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, like truly racist. I think a truly racist person doesn't want to be around anybody black.
See, I think that's where you're wrong. And I think maybe that's why you do have this viewpoint of things. And I totally think you're wrong about that. Just because someone was willing to be around other black people or other people with different races and even be friends with them, even be close friends with them, doesn't make them not racist. You know what I mean? They can still, and the same goes for me. Someone like me who's even married to a black person, has black children. I could still be a racist. You know what I mean? Like there's other things about it.
Oh, shit.
You are dude.
I'm a fidgeter.
So yeah, that can happen. And yeah, now I'm going to get into that. Fuck you. Last week, I listened back to the podcast to edit it, and all I heard was all the fucking stupid shit you rattling around, whether it be Nick Marchetti's little wind-up thing or tapping here, tapping there, and that's all I could hear the whole fucking podcast.
Gotta have my hands doing something.
No, and
I can masturbate.
I'm a fidgeter. I move around a lot.
I can masturbate if it'll make you feel better.
No,
I mean, you won't be able to see me. You'll just be able to see that.
That's enough.
But it wouldn't make any noise.
There's no way you ain't changing your facial expressions either.
You know
can't
what?
keep a straight face when you come.
I make great fuck faces, man. It all depends on how powerful it is.
How do you know?
I've been told that I have very unique fuck faces. Unique.
How so?
Apparently, when I nut, one eye closes.
Every time?
That's what she tells me. She laughs every time. A couple of times she said, you going to come, Popeye? Stuff like this. Because apparently when I'm nutting, that eye closes.
Are you going to come, Popeye? Is this the butt eater?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this girl.
She's fucking awesome.
By the way, I mean, saying things
if you ever sat there and had drinks with her,
that's what I mean.
You think she was the coolest chick
Sounds like
on
a cool chick.
Oh, totally cool. She goes, come on, Popeye. I mean, she every now and then she'll make a joke. Because apparently when I nut, just the one eye goes down. And I think, because I like to see what's going on when I'm fucking. Okay, I don't like to fuck in the dark.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah, but I mean, I like to see shit. I like to see the nipples rippling, and I like to see the face and all that.
It depends. I mean,
when I'm nutting, I don't want to miss everything.
If you ever went home with a pig, you might not want to see everything.
I don't go home with pigs.
I'm sure you have.
I've went home with ugly, lots of ugly.
Yeah,
but never a big girl, because I told you I'm just not attracted. Nothing against big girls. And I don't mind thick.
I don't think they're mad. And I don't think
I can't go home with a really heavy obese girl. I don't do anything.
I don't think there's a fat girl sitting there listening to this going, God damn it, Chris Tease won't fuck me. I don't think they're upset, so I don't think you need to apologize.
Well, you know what? When a girl tells you, you're a cool guy, I just can't fuck you. It's just not my preference.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Tony at work won't bang me because I'm white. She tells me that flat out. She said, because she's a very good friend.
Yeah. Very
good friend. We hang out, we laugh, we talk. But I'll make it a joke. Hey, when are you just going to, take the BWC one time? She goes, I'm not.
I like how you just freely express your sexual harassment on a podcast about people at work.
I do this to friends only.
Because that's sexual harassment. When you just go, hey, when are you going to take the big white dick at work?
Not when 5 minutes earlier she had said, hey, Bronco, had any good fucks lately?
Hey,
then I'm off the hook. But the whole point is she's a cool girl,
Bronco.
And she tells me flat out, she just says, sexually, it's my preference. I don't sleep with white men, I sleep with black men. So why can't it be my preference without being a fucking insensitive asshole that I prefer girls that are under 250 pounds?
I don't think it does make you an asshole.
People look at me like, oh, you suck.
Who looks at you like that? Who does this? Who? I mean, at most, maybe like one or two people in the whole world has ever said anything to you about that. No one cares what you're into. I'm not into fat chicks either. I've always had the fucking excuse, or at least my way of thought is two fats just don't work out. There's just too much. Like,
we've got a couple people that we could talk about that.
There's only, but I mean, like I said, that's why I've always said I'd pay to watch them fuck, because I just want to know how this works with two fats. There's a lot that gets in the way when you're a fatty boom batty. So, and especially once you get to a certain fatty boom batty size, which I've never got to that size, but there's the next level that'll really take you out.
That's what I mean. I don't mind a thick girl that's proportionate. You're a little bit thicker. I don't give a fuck. I just can't do heavy. You know what I mean?
I think you're into what you're
just because
into.
it doesn't arouse me. That's all. And you know.
I mean, you've admitted it many a times that you're not into perfection. Well, it's not that you're not into perfection, but you don't have to have perfection.
No, I just have to have someone I think is going to be fun.
You've said many a times you're not a face guy. You know, you go on and on. So for them to criticize you for not liking bigger girls, you know,
I think it's a little bit shallow on their side.
it's
don't
like,
you?
hey man, he's willing to fuck ugly girls. Some guys wouldn't do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
You know, I'm just saying, the criticism of people's sexual preference cracks me up because it goes both ways. All right. And it's the same people that criticize gays and criticize transgender or anybody else that's in some real super kinky shit also. And everybody's free to criticize them. You know, no one cares. But as soon, well, not no one, but you know, that's a lot more prevalent. But then as soon as someone's like, hey, I'm not in the fat chicks and says it out loud, what everybody else is thinking most of the time, let's be honest. Not all of us though. Some guys love fat chicks.
Love them.
Yeah. But either way, and now all of a sudden that's a shallow thing. Well, what about you judging all those other fucking, how about you judging that guy that likes to get peed on?
And women are much more fucking anal about who they bang.
I guess. I don't know.
And you know what
I think they're
cracks me
just
up?
into different things. I don't think they're as much physical.
When you see a fat girl?
Yeah.
Or a girl that's just not put together very well, whatever.
Yeah.
And she's being so picky about who she's going to fuck just because she owns a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want a guy with, six-pack, big fucking ripped guy. Well, that's a little hypocritical. You're a fucking slob. But you're only going to bang the guy with the fucking, because he will.
Maybe
guys will fuck anybody.
But here's the difference between guys and girls, too. Maybe I think it is. By the way, we added something this week. It's the bald spot cam. Hey, everybody check out Chris's bald spot. Nice. There we go.
I'm embracing my hair loss.
Who gives a shit?
That's what I say.
I mean? Dude, you're 50, whatever you are. You're
Who gives a fuck?
You've gone further than most with hair.
I have. And I still have some.
Yeah. If I make it to 50 with the amount of hair you have, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get weird about my shit. Now,
See, I'm not
if I'm
weird
in my
about it.
20s and balding really bad, that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? That sucks. Yeah, 30s kind of still sucks. But once you get to about 45, 50 and you still have anything going on, you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I'm embracing it.
You didn't get the horseshoe before you were fucking 45, you know?
No, I did not get the DJ.
Man, what were we talking about?
We were talking about sexual preferences.
Man, I had something else. I was on a fucking rant too, and then I got to that bald spot cam, and it threw me off.
What was I talking about? I was you were. There's a difference between girls.
That's what it was. The difference between guys and girls, I think, is guys are a lot more into physical appearance and everything, and I'm sure girls are too, to a certain extent. They got their preferences, but girls are a lot more willing to go outside of their preferences if you offer other things, whether it be the shitty girls, money. And then also the girls that I love because it's worked for me so many times, humor. You know what I mean? Like there's no amount of laughing that a girl could make me do with her humor that would make me want to fuck her if I wasn't into her. You know what I mean? But a guy like me, I can get a girl to laugh and next thing you know, she might give me a chance where she wouldn't have gave this fat slob a chance if she never talked to me.
But
I don't think guys are willing to switch like that like girls are.
They are though. Here's the thing.
Okay,
you can be a guy.
Money, of course.
No, fuck the money.
Yeah.
You can be a guy. You're out at a bar and you're looking at all the hottest girls. Blah blah blah. They shoot you down left or right, left or right. At the end of the night, you're fucking the toad sitting by the bar because you just want to get your nuts off.
Yeah, but girls aren't like that. But
guys are.
Girls
they're
aren't
picky as fuck. But
Yeah.
when it comes to actually putting their dick in something, anything will do.
We're talking about different things, I think. You know, guys.
You're talking about somebody who actually could give you an opportunity.
Yes. Not just to get your dick wet for it. I don't think there's not many girls out there going to bars just to get fucked. You know what I mean? They might end up getting fucked. Of course, there's some. There's some of everything.
I think girls
Jeffrey
go to
Dahmer
bars
used to eat people. There's
meet
everything.
Meet
right?
a cool guy.
Yeah.
That they may end up having something with in the future. But I'll take the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So we were going out there for different things. Girls are perfectly happy to go home alone, where guys I don't think are a lot of times. You know, only at least guys that are going to the bar for that reason. Yeah. You know, I never went
They'll go home with anything.
I've literally never went to the bar to go try to get laid. I've always went to the bar to go try to get drunk. So
yeah, that's usually what I've gone there. I always looked at it, the pussy part as the bonus if it happened.
Yeah. I
never called my buddies and say, hey, let's go to a bar. I got to get laid tonight.
Yeah. But there are people like that. There's a lot of people like that. And that kind of makes me laugh.
There are. Hey, Sean.
He's got a stable of hoes.
I don't know how many of them he fucks, though.
I don't
how many
know.
does he fuck or how many does he fuck?
I don't know.
Because here's what I think happens. Keyshawn's a funny dude.
Yeah.
Okay? He's not fucking, Michael B. Jordan with the fucking body and all that. He's not that guy.
No.
But he's funny.
He's not an unattractive person.
But the whole
he's
point
not,
is,
yeah,
I think Keyshawn goes to
dude.
bars. Starts hitting on chicks. He's got a chance. I think I can fuck this one. And then he gets so fucking hammered.
He ruins his chance?
That he kills it for him.
I've heard that happens a lot. And
that's what I think Keyshawn does.
Because Keyshawn loves to get drunk.
Loves it. And that's what I love about him the most.
And when he gets drunk, though, he changes. You know, he's not the same fun, lovable guy. I mean, sometimes he is, but sometimes he's not.
Yeah.
And either way, it's usually sloppy. So
yeah,
I could see him really, where he goes from the life of the party fun to the just like, you're yelling in my face, what's going on, guy?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not necessarily the dick, just the loud, overbearing guy.
Yeah, because he's naturally loud to begin with. He just has a loud voice. But
yeah,
when you add that
the
alcohol
sober
to
Alex.
It, yeah. Yeah,
Alex is loud all the time.
Yeah, he's just always out there like,
Duh,
and we're like, dude, calm down,
I love Alex, but he talks loud. He just has a loud voice.
We had to build up for this week. That's why we were talking shit about all of our friends. We're about to go on our annual trip that happens this week. Looking forward to it. I'm hoping we got some real good stories for y'all when we get back. Who fucking knows if we do or not?
Oh, we will.
And we always got that thing too, or we'll go, something fucking shitty will happen. It'll be like, don't tell anyone, and then it ruins it for me because I'm like, I'm never that fucking guy. That's why I never. Well, you said that, I'll drink a lot, but I don't ever get blackout drunk because I don't want to be that guy where I have to tell everybody, don't tell anybody about that.
Well, I think the only don't tell anybody about that is when we're like ripping on people that we all know.
No, you went through the don't tell on anybody's shit when you got all shitty with me and Nathan.
Yeah, but that was only because I felt like an asshole.
Yeah, but it was fun. That was the funnest part of the trip. You know what I mean? So I'm saying if we have another fun part of the trip and fucking...
And I'd like to remember it.
And Patrick gets in a fight with fucking Danny... I want to be able to talk about it when I come back. You know what I mean? I don't want that don't tell anyone bullshit. I want to have fun.
You mean like...
That's what you get for not being able to control yourself. That's the way I've looked at it.
No, that's not what you get.
That's the way I've always looked at it.
No, because we always base these trips on who can we fucking go with that we fucking trust to keep the shit there if we don't want.
It's different. No. If you can't control yourself, get fucked up as you want. But if you can't control yourself, you deserve ridicule. All right, you deserve it. Now, as long as it doesn't,
and we get plenty of it there.
As long as it doesn't throw you under the bus and make you lose your job, or you know what I mean, or like you said, if someone's talking massive shit about someone there, I'm not going to go back and go, hey, he said this about you. You know what I mean? That kind of shit ain't going to happen. But if
he said this about you.
If Keyshawn gets so drunk this time and he shits the bed, I'm sorry. I'm telling everyone. All right, go fuck yourself. You shouldn't shit the bed. Now, granted, he's not the kind of guy that's going to shit the bed. So Keyshawn,
and he's not the kind of guy
your fucking
would care
nuts out of
if you
hurl.
did shit the
I'm
bed.
just making an example. If something crazy like that happens, I want to be able to talk about it. And if it happened because you were too fucking drunk and couldn't control your own shit, that's on you. That's the way
only
I've always
happened to
looked
me
at
once in all these trips.
No, fair enough. Don't take it personal.
Well, what I'm saying is I can
usually
normally
very
control
controlled.
myself. I don't know. That day, I got fucked up.
Yeah, you were just fucked up. That day, we decided ourselves that you fucked up by not going and getting pizza with us.
That's exactly what happened.
Because
I sat there and did shots the whole time you were gone.
Yeah, so while we were, not getting fucked up, just enjoying a nice afternoon out, you were still at home getting fucked up.
But the reason for that is because Miguel's pizza's awful. It's cardboard.
Oh, you're totally wrong about that.
No, I'm not.
Nah.
It's shit pizza.
You really think so?
I think it's horrible. I think it's Chuck E. Cheese.
You're honestly the first person I've ever heard say that. And I've been to the
hate
Gorge.
Miguel's pizza.
I love Miguel's pizza.
Well, let me stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate any pizza. I'll eat Miguel's pizza.
I get what you're saying, but you don't prefer Miguel's pizza. It's not good to you.
No, to me it's cardboard.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Miguel's pizza down in the Red River Gorge, he says is cardboard.
It is.
I
It's
disagree.
Fucking shite.
Hey, Miguel, whoever the fuck you are out there serving hippie pizza.
Hey,
I think your shit's good.
He might make great climbing
It's not
gear.
the crust that's good, though. I mean, I'll give you that. The crust is whatever.
It's the same cheese that everybody else uses on the planet?
The cheese is decent because it's actually fresh. No, it's not, dude. There's a big difference between someone that actually cuts the cheese every day and people like Papa John's who gets it in big bags that it's full of all this powdery weird shit, and then you put it on that has been sitting in a... there's a big difference between certain things. So, I mean, I do like the toppings are fresh. They're always good toppings. Fuck you. Miguel's is good. Keeping it that way. You're the only person that's disliked it out of
podcast was
literally
brought to you by Miguel's
the
Pizza.
hundreds of people that I've been to the Gorge with. You're literally the only ones I've ever heard. And my wife likes it. She hates everything. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Fuck Miguel's Pizza.
Nah, fuck you, dude. But anyway,
Like I said, I'll eat it.
we're not going to be in
Pizza.
Miguel's Pizza. If anybody hears this real early in this week and they know about Richmond, Kentucky, recommend a nice spot to eat because we're going to go out to eat at least once. At least me and Nathan are. I don't know about the fuck you guys are.
Yeah, if there's got to be something around. Hey, I want to get straight to my asshole of the week because I've got a good one.
All right, you got an asshole of the week, and I also have an asshole of the week. So let's go.
Make me sound racist.
Well, most things do. You have an asshole of the week. Go ahead and tell us.
Are we recording now?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So I go to Gatlinburg this week.
Video is going to be a little fucked up, but we'll go on.
Fucking 10 people, sorry. I take Nate there. It's a spring break. Now, last year we went on spring break, and it was fucking crazy packed, and it sucked because we waited in line for everything. This week, totally different. Place was fucking empty. Mm-hmm. Apparently, during spring break, normally they have this huge antique old car show that packs the fucking city. Mm-hmm. We missed it by a week. The only thing that was crowded was this Alpine coaster. Have you ever seen these?
No. I've been to Gatlinburg many a times, but I don't remember much. Every time I go there, all I do is get like some fucking ninja stars and a knife or some dumb shit because
right.
Nothing else is worth to buy. Maybe some hot sauce and some jerky. That's about
some
it.
Moonshine.
Yeah, I don't like moonshine, so I don't ever get that. But yeah, I don't remember any particular stores.
We decide, Nathan, we're going into Gatlinburg, and he sees this little mountain coaster. And for those of you that don't know what a mountain coaster is, it's basically like a roller coaster that's not a roller coaster. It's all gravity-based. They pull you to the top of this fucking hill, and the track goes down, and you just kind of ride it down. So we decide, let's find the biggest one. The biggest one was in Pigeon Forge, okay? It's called the Alpine Mountain Coaster, whatever. And it's really fucking cool. This was the only crowded thing in the fucking city.
All right.
So we wait in lines, $32 for him and I both to ride. We've never ridden one before. So we're like, hey, this is going to be cool. We get in our little fucking car. They got this fucking tow rope that basically pulls you up this whole fucking mountain. Nice little cool 8 to 10 minute trip straight up this fucking hill. Then when you get up to the top, you just fucking ride this cool, crazy track down.
Yep.
Okay? They tell you that when you're doing it, if you want to fucking haul ass and just go fast, you just push these handles down. If you want to slow down a little bit, you just pull the brakes up, and you can control the speed that you go down.
Yep.
99 out of 100 people just fucking put the brakes all the way down and haul ass. That's what we wanted. So we get to the fucking top of this thing, and they give you about 100 feet between you and the little cart in front of you. In front of me was this fucking Indian dude. And he's got his fucking kid in the car. Now, there was about 30 of them. 30 Indian people. Mm-hmm. But the one that was in front of me...
Oh, vacationing. Not owning?
Vacationing.
Oh, I figured they owned it.
No, they were tourists riding
Good.
as a matter of fact, he pissed me off so much I can tell you. He's from North Carolina. But anyway.
He's from India, I thought.
Well, he lives in North Carolina. He's from India originally. So anyway, he's got this kid. And they get in the fucking thing, and... when you get to the very top of the hill, the sign says, hey, you want to go fast? You just hang your fucking handles straight down and you'll haul ass. And you're fucking high up on this fucking mountain. So this is cool as fuck, you know? So I fucking drop the handles down. We go around the first turn. Woo! And we're getting ready to build up the fucking speed. And there's the fucking Indian and his pussy kid pulling on the brakes and just inching their way down the track. Now, you can't pass them. It's one fucking track. So he's so fucking scared of going fast, this cunt, that he's fucking laying on the fucking brakes and inching his way down this fucking track. So all of a sudden the fucking people behind me are piling up. There's 20 of us there, and we're all ragging this fucker. Push your fucking handles down. Go. And he's just looking at us going, ee.
How old?
He was probably 40.
What?
Kid was probably 10. Here's my whole point, though.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for all of us, fuckface.
True.
We have to sit there. If your kid's a pussy and he's not going to go on the speed, don't take him on this fucking attraction. Go on something else or go when it's not fucking packed. So the whole fucking ride down, we decide, me and these 10 people piled up behind us who are all fucking, come on, dude, come on, blah, blah, blah. We give him some time. Mm-hmm. We wait till he's out of sight, and then we say, okay, let's haul ass now. So you haul ass, you go around a couple fucking cool loops, and there it's fucking he is again. So fucking mad. And his fucking kid holding onto the thing like he's going to fucking die. It's a fucking ride, fucker, and you've just killed it for all 20 of us that are piled up on this fucking thing. So we get to the fucking bottom, and Nate, who has no fucking filter. You know what I mean? He's still, the Indian and his kid are still getting out of the cart in front of us, and he says to the lady letting us out, those guys wouldn't go fast at all. They were going so, and I'm like, put my hand over his mouth, blah, blah, blah.
Why? I'd let him finish.
So we say, all of us are bitching, hey, this fucking guy was inching his way down this fucking thing. It sucked. And she goes, that's all right. We got something for that. And she gets on her little radio, and she said, hey, I got a bunch of code 2s here. So that means we get a free ride. Nice. Which is cool. But we had to wait in that fucking 25-minute line again.
Twos.
Code 2. That's what they call it.
I'm going to try it next time. If I ever go to that place, I'm going to go, I need a code 2. I had an incident last week. Fucking annoying Indian went slow.
The whole point is, you selfish fuck. You're killing it for all of us who have waited in line because you're a pussy or your kid's a pussy. If he's a pussy, don't take him on high rides. He's a pussy.
All right. I agree. And I agree. Everything about this guy sucks. Now I'm going to point out a couple different things that I've learned from this story. Like I like doing with your stories. First off, this Indian was not born in India because you ever seen the car rides and shit over there? There's no way this guy be afraid. Their fucking roads are insane. There's like 2 people on the back of the fucking bicycle while these people are going 60 miles per hour and shit. I've seen that. Like it's insane. So this guy obviously did not grow up in India unless he would not be afraid of this little pussy ass roller coaster. Now it might have been his little pussy ass kid.
Could have been.
All right. That's just a, observation I found in general. My other observation is you pointed out before that this is going to make you sound racist. And here's the only reason that this makes you sound a little bit racist. And it doesn't. The whole thing doesn't make you racist.
Why mention that he's Indian?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the story. Any asshole could have done that. You pointed out his race. Like if it was a white guy, you wouldn't have pointed out white guy. You would have just said guy. And you wouldn't have had, you know what I mean? You wouldn't even thought a race. But since it was an Indian, you thought a race, which is just kind of funny to me. But not to say I wouldn't have the same story when I told it, but it's just funny the way the people's language works.
Let me tell you, it pissed us all off.
Yeah.
Because every time we built up a little speed, this cunt is just fucking going so slow. And you're not going to fall off. You're not going to crash.
Yeah.
You're pussy. You're fucking pussy.
Yeah. And I think you should let Nate just say whatever he wants. But that's coming from the guy who's fathering Kane right now, who is fucking cracking me up recently. I've been hanging out with him last couple days because we went to an arcade yesterday for a little while. You ever been to Newport's arcade thing?
Game On?
No, not Game On. The Legacy Arcade in Newport.
No.
Dude, take Nate there. He's going to love it. You pay, I think, like $5 an hour or some shit like
that. And everything, all the games
and everything's free. And it's just old school arcades. It's mostly pinball. But, there's a bunch of shit there. It's a great, like, budget thing to do. That's fun as fuck. You know what I mean? Anyways, I took Kane there. This kid cusses like no other. And it's so hard not to laugh.
But you got to be dad.
But it's like you got to be dad a little bit. Like we're playing this Die Hard game, and these 2 ladies came up and one hit him or whatever, like in the game, not in real life.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "Fuck off, ladies," and I'm just like, well, he said it properly. You know what I mean? Everything was used great, but you can't be yelling.
I don't really think you can give
ladies.
him a hurrah for the grammar when he's fuck off.
No. All right. And then we're downstairs playing Fortnite last night. He's on his headphones. And I just, and I'm kind of fucking my phone, watching him play Fortnite, doing everything. Then I hear him just go, fuck off. I'm like, and then he takes the headphones off. He's like, I had to tell him to fuck off because he was really annoying, Dad.
Now, what would Carmen, if Carmen was sitting there and not you? She'd get on his ass, wouldn't she?
She'd do the same thing I did. I got on his ass, but not, not badly. No, I told Carmen died laughing about the fuck off ladies thing at the arcade because it's just funny. It's just like the way he says it is just so nonchalant. Fuck off, ladies. I'm sorry, it's funny, but I also know that this can't be a thing. And honestly, personally, me, if he just wants to cuss around me and I know he can control it and only cuss around me, it would not bother me. I don't give a shit. It's
He's
just
6.
I don't care. It's words. It doesn't bother me. It's just words. I just know that he's 7, but he wouldn't be able to just do it around me. If he's doing it around me, that means he might be doing it at school. He might do it in front of the wrong people. And
the
he can
teacher,
get in trouble.
yeah.
So I don't want that. That's what that's what I want. Or I don't want him to get in trouble for it. Me personally, do I care that he's saying bad words? No, I don't care.
Now, what would you think?
If he's out there saying, calling someone the N-word or, calling someone the F-word or, stuff like that, like using slurs against people, of course, I'm going to have a giant problem. But him just using the language, it doesn't bother me. But I know that he's not going to be able to control it and only say it around me.
Yeah, it's a bad thing if he says it like to a teacher or something.
Yes, it's
that's
horrible.
A bad thing.
Exactly, and that's what I don't want. I can't have him doing that shit, so I have to shut it down completely because I know he's not going to be able to be selected.
Now, what if you were
now
all
when he's
at a
13 or
restaurant?
14, you know, and I know at that age you can be a little bit more, you know more who you can and who you can't do shit around. I don't give a fuck if he cusses around me. It's not going to bother me.
Let's say the whole family's out to dinner.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you know, Kane says, "Hey, Mom, my friend was wondering why you married a cracker."
I'd laugh so hard.
You would have to.
I'd laugh so hard.
You would have to. But the whole point is, would you be thinking to yourself, well, cracker's racist, and you don't want racist shit coming out of your kid's mouth anyway, in any direction.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I don't know. Well, cracker probably wouldn't bother you as much, but
Would you say,
I
hey,
get what you said.
you're half cracker? You know?
No, I think it would be a lot worse if he went the other way and came home to me and asked me why I married an N-word.
Oh, yeah, that'd
then
be a
we're
big
gonna.
difference.
I've spanked Kane on the butt maybe once. If he did that, I'd smack him across the fucking face. You know, I feel like I'd have to at that point. But
there's certain
that'd be
things
bad.
you have to hammer home a little bit more.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I made my mom cry, called her a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even see the punch coming. He knocked me out cold.
Wow, your dad did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
My dad never spanked me.
Mm-hmm.
He never hit me. Mom did the discipline in my family. Mom was a shoe person.
Yeah, my mom was a whatever
Hit you
she
with
could
a shoe.
get, but
Yeah, usually a shoe. So I was sitting there at the kitchen table. Dad was drinking coffee somewhere. Mom was on me about something. I said, "God, why don't you just shut up for a minute? God, you're a fucking bitch, or you're a bitch, or something."
Yeah.
Just didn't even see it.
wow.
Didn't even see it coming. I woke up probably 10, 15 seconds later,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm fucking in pain. And basically, Dad didn't talk to me the rest of the day. And I asked him the next day, I said, "Why in the world would you punch me?" And it was the coolest thing I think I've ever heard anybody say. Not that I'm his kid, not that he's my dad. He said, you made my wife cry. And I went, wow, I better be careful in the future because that hurt.
That's because he knocked the shit out of me.
I mean, he knocked me out.
That's crazy. Now, yeah, that's a little intense, but
I didn't even see it. Bam, he caught me right here. Down I went.
I definitely got spankings as a child. My dad definitely, you know, beat the shit out of me, but not beat the shit out of me. You know that doesn't hurt you long term kind of spanking.
Yeah.
But it hurt in the moment, you know, kind of thing. My dad would always
Stings a little.
I think my dad, looking back on it, would always just aim towards the lower part. So he'd be like hitting my legs and my ass and my thighs and shit like that if he was gonna spank me. I don't think he ever hit this part or punched me or anything like that. But looking back on it though, I believe it helped me.
It does help.
And I believe that I earned every fucking one of them. I was never spanked for no reason. You know what I mean? But my wife is totally different about raising kids. She believes it is new age shit, and I have an issue with it. But I'm gonna let it play out. You know what I mean? I do see the validity of it. I do see generations after generations not improving. So maybe if they do try a different way, they'll be better as an adult. It might not make sense then, but maybe as an adult they'll be more balanced people. Who fucking knows? I'll let it play out.
I hate the new world.
But yeah, it's hard for me to get used to, man. It's hard
because
for me to
you know
give
what?
up.
I can get a lot more out of my kid if I say, "I'm taking your tablet away for a week."
Yeah.
If we spank him, he'll go, "That hurt, but fucking don't take my tablet." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where we are. I don't spank Nate. I've never spanked him.
Yeah.
But like I said, my dad knocked me out. But we got off the track here. Who the fuck is your asshole?
Oh, my asshole of the week is Phil Castellini. This guy. All right, the Reds are what they are, and I've convinced myself that maybe they'd be decent this year just from reading too much.
That's what I'm going to get on you about.
Fair enough. I just read a lot, so sometimes I might get swept up in the moment of a certain article. Either way, the fans have reason to be upset. By the way,
100%.
Winker went 2 for 3 last night, leading the league in walks. He's kicking ass out there in Seattle. Suarez,
of course he is.
Suarez hit a 3-run bomb. I'm not mad about getting rid of Suarez, but still. Yeah, I'm not mad about Suarez. But either way, Winker, I'm still pissed off about. Either way, they have reason to be upset. The fans have reason to be upset. So for him to go on WLW, which is the flagship radio station for the Reds, for any of you that are not from Cincinnati, and basically say, "You don't like us? Well, maybe we just leave because we can make more money somewhere else."
He had the balls to say, when people were saying that shit, sell the team, he was like, "You better be careful what you wish for."
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's a threat, motherfucker.
No, he said, "You better be careful what you wish for." Basically, that they can make a lot, if they want it to be a profitable team, they can make a lot more in a different market. Okay, he's probably not wrong. but that's also not how you sell tickets, you fucking asshole. What a fucking tone-deaf thing to say as a business person.
I know.
You know, how the fuck, you can tell he didn't make the fucking money in the world. You could tell it was his dad or somebody else who, if nothing else, is shut the fuck up as he fucked us over. You know what I mean? Phil
He was stupid enough to think that people would be like, well, I can get rid of all these fucking guys, but I'm bringing up Hunter Green, the one that we've talked about for 4 years now, and everybody's going to be so excited we got Hunter Green up here. Fuck you.
No, the idea was Hunter Green or Lodolo or a couple of those other guys might have been the missing piece to make the already decent team good. Not get rid of the decent team and just bring this guy up. Baseball's not a one fucking person game.
About a month ago, 3 weeks ago, you posted, and I was along the same lines.
First, let's just say, Phil Castellini, you're an asshole. We'll end that segment. Now rip on me about the Reds.
Well, I'm not ripping on you because you said, hey, I think I've decided that the Reds might be fun to watch, blah, blah, blah. And I was hopeful because I'm a Reds fan my whole life. They're terrible.
Yeah,
okay,
so far
they're
awful.
They won. They split with the Braves at the beginning, and they have not won since.
You know, and to be fair, though, the article that I read was an article on The Athletic that was really convincing to me by C. Trent Rosegran. Has been covering them for like 10 years now. He's one of the better Cincinnati writers. He did and say in the article that the first month is going to be rough. Because, you know, you don't have everybody back. Our number one pitcher still hasn't even played yet this year. I mean,
we're not hitting our weight.
No, we're not hitting regardless. But the first month, just because of the way the schedule was, because it's a rough schedule, you're fucking, the Braves are good.
Now we're playing the Dodgers. I get it.
Cleveland's not bad. The Dodgers are the best. So, I mean, and this first month's just like that. It's set up for us to lose.
But we're not competitive in any of these games.
I get
we're
what you're
getting
saying.
blown out every fucking game.
Yeah, it's been worse
and you know
than you
what?
thought.
There's a couple people that they picked up. I like Tommy Pham. I've always liked Tommy Pham. I liked him when he was a Padre. I liked him when he was a Cardinal.
He's past where he needs to be.
He's 34 years old.
Well, at 34 and not good at 34. I mean, you got people like Vada that's still going to be, you know, at least worth a shit at a certain age. Some people aren't like that. So I don't know about his age. He's just done.
Castellini is putting fucking way too much fucking stock in a couple of guys in particular that I've never been impressed with, and that's Kyle Farmer. Kyle Farmer's a good guy to have on the team.
Yeah.
He's a utility guy.
Not a Kyle Farmer
He is
guy.
not a starting fucking shortstop.
No, he's a fifth.
In anyone's
He's
team.
a fifth infielder.
Period.
You know,
and he's our starting shortstop.
Yeah.
Aquino came up.
Aquino sucks.
He came up and had 4 months where he was hitting more home runs than anybody in the league.
And people figured him out.
And then
he can't adjust.
And he can't hit anything.
I mean, that's the thing.
And he's our starting right fielder.
Yeah, Hunter Green's the same way. Like, he had a great first game. But teams are going to figure Hunter Green out. And if he doesn't adjust, then he ain't going to be worth a shit.
Minor league teams might not figure you out.
Yes.
Up here, they're going
That's
to.
what I mean. So that's the big part about all sports. So, you know, quarterback, same way in football. You have to adjust. These fucking people will figure you. They're the best of the best.
Yeah.
They will figure you out eventually. And it's how you adjust after that. It's going to make you good or bad. Aquino has not shown that he can adjust.
Nick Senzel can't stay healthy for anything in the world.
No, Senzel's, I mean, he's the one that's interesting to me. If he stays healthy, let's see how he is. If big, all my things that when I laid that out were all labeled with ifs because the team is a giant if. If all these things go right, this team could be decent. Chances are, barely any of this shit's gonna go right, and this team's gonna suck.
If you look at our starters, and we've got a lot of people who play who platoon around, our technical starting outfield is Aquino, Senzel, and Tommy Pham.
Yeah, that's awful.
That's never going to be a fucking starting team anywhere.
No.
But those are our fucking slated starters, and Castellini has the fucking balls to stand there and goes, this isn't a rebuild. These are the teams, this is the package that we've put together that we think could...
well, because he's not lying. It's not a rebuild. They're never going to be building for anything.
They don't have the money to build.
They have the money.
He won't spend it.
But he's not going to spend it.
No, he won't spend it.
He'd rather make a profit after winning. Now, the idea is that if you win, then you bring the profit. You know, if you're a winning team, the ballpark starts filling up. You make a shit ton more money, but he's not willing to make that investment the end because he's a fucking financial dork in the end, and he's making the safe bet. And the safe bet is if you just sit here in baseball and you stay mediocre, you're still going to get money. That's what the whole fucking lockout was about. The Reds are like the prototypical team for what that whole lockout was about. The idea is to get rid of that shit, get rid of the sharing and let New York keep all their fucking money so that way they don't give Cincinnati the money and Cincinnati has to spend the money in order to make the money. Like, that's the whole deal what the players want it, because then not only like 5 teams will be free agent, you know, if you're the best of the best, you're going to maybe 6-7 teams, so that really limits your your money in the end. So they wanted everybody else to be able to spend, but the other teams know that they can just sit there and fucking suck and still make millions and millions of dollars because the Dodgers are going to sell a shit ton, because the Yankees are going to sell the Red Sox. You know,
I'm going to say I am a diehard Reds fan. I will be my whole life, and
I'm fucking born into it.
And I'm not as critical of the Bengals as I am of the Reds. I'm critical of the Bengals when they do stupid shit.
The Bengals' problem was never money either. They just it was the wrong money. It was spending on the wrong people.
But I will say the Reds have a very good opportunity to finish dead last in the division. I'm even talking behind Pittsburgh.
And the Reds are lucky they have Pittsburgh. I don't think they're going to finish last. I think they'll still be Pittsburgh, but they're lucky Pittsburgh exists.
They're not going to better the Cubs. They're not going to better the Brewers, and they're not going to better the fucking...
And that's another team, though, Pittsburgh. I mean, if you want to just look...
The Cardinals.
That's why I fucking hate baseball. If you want to look at Pittsburgh's a proud sports city, man. Look at the Steelers. Look at the fucking Penguins. That's a proud city, but they got the same fucking problem as we do. They got an owner that doesn't give a shit about anything besides making his profit at the end. He's never going to put the money into it.
He did the same thing. He did the same fucking thing to his people as Castellini's doing us. He took his best player, his franchise player, when Andrew McCutchen was having his fucking heyday, and shipped him off.
That's what I mean. That
money.
Guy's only cares about just collecting those paychecks every year. He is not going to take the risk. He's just going to keep on getting the money, and it's fucking bullshit. And Pittsburgh, like I said, is a good fucking... I mean, I hate them because they're rivals of us, but Pittsburgh's a great sports city. You're telling me if they're not in the playoffs, they're not going to sell out that fucking cool-ass field every single night? They will. But that fucking owner is holding them back.
Why do you think the city of Pittsburgh chose the same ugly colors of gold and brown for all of their fucking sports teams?
Whatever.
Because they're all like that.
Yeah.
The Penguins, same colors.
I like when cities pick one color.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I ain't saying that they got a good color.
They picked ugly colors.
Yeah, they picked ugly colors. But I like the idea of all the cities' teams matching colors. I think that's cool.
I mean, the yellow is matching. I mean, Pittsburgh is Steelers are black, and the Pirates are more of a brown.
Yeah, but they kind of match.
Yeah, they kind of match.
They all look about.
But
the
that's
same.
the whole thing. Castellini, I agree with you. Asshole, giant asshole. He's basically telling the entire fan base of Cincinnati, I don't give a fuck what you want.
Exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly
what 100% what he's doing. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck Castellini and his big rich ass. And like I said, he didn't do anything. I'm not talking about Phil Castellini. Bob Castellini sucks too, but Phil Castellini can extra go fuck himself because he didn't even earn the goddamn money. His dad did, and he's just sitting there as a trust fund baby talking shit. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Well, let's talk about something more important.
All right.
Much more important. Sorry, but for our diehard fans, my hemorrhoid's gone.
Hey, good for you, buddy.
This thing just shrunk up and it's fucking gone.
Well, that's kind of the way hemorrhoids work, I think.
Is it? See, no, because I've never had one.
Yeah.
But you know what it does mean?
What?
That in the very near future, I'm getting my buddy.
Did she deny it because of that?
I didn't give her the opportunity to do it.
It was an embarrassment for you. Okay.
I just didn't know. Here's what I thought. I thought if she went down to eat butt and there was a small roid there, and it was very small, the size of a pea.
Yeah.
But that she would go, I'm never eating this butt again. So I wasn't going to give her the opportunity to see any evidence of the roid. I just said, fuck it. We'll just do oral stuff and fuck, which is what we did. I didn't even go near her butt, so she didn't go near mine. But the whole point is now, roid's gone.
You never brought it up, though?
Diner's open.
She never wondered why you didn't open the diner that night?
No, because normally when...
It's not an every time thing.
Normally when she eats my butt...
Yeah.
I start the ball rolling by eating hers.
Yeah, okay.
Or pointing her in that direction. I didn't do that this time.
Okay. Pointing her in that direction.
She pretty much, she's like one of those cars that drive themselves.
Yeah.
Tell her where to go and she'll go there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Point her to the dick. She goes to the dick.
You ready to come, Popeye?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently it's the left eye.
I'm now imagining her voice to be Terry Beasley.
Yeah,
no. Ready to come, Popeye?
Got a sexy voice.
You think he could come if it was Terry Beasley's voice saying that?
No.
Let's hear it.
I need you to come now.
Popeye. I wanted the Popeye part, man.
Come for me, Popeye.
Ew.
But she's got a sexy voice. She's a sexy girl. You would look at her and go, "That." Now, here's the cool thing about this girl. You can look at her from a distance.
She has options and she chooses you.
She might have another one. I'm not her boyfriend.
I know that.
We just fuck buddies.
I know. But...
she has lots of options because she's very attractive. But you can look at her and without even talking to her, go, "That girl's cool." You can tell. Just something she puts off.
She has a cool hat or something?
No, she just she doesn't look the least bit stuck up. She looks down to earth. She's a fucking cool chick.
She got that Neil
who
Peart hat
happens
on?
to eat butt.
I
which is my You know,
I'm glad you get to eat some butt. I've been stuck on drummer videos this week, and I've been watching a shit
Love
ton of
them.
them. And I've watched quite a bit Neil Peart because he is a great drummer.
the best ever.
But goddamn, I can't get over that hat that he wore in late age. What the fuck was that? And he's wearing
The
it all the
African-looking
time.
thing.
Oh my god,
Looked like a fez.
I
yeah.
hate him. I love his drumming. I hate him.
I think he wore it
Mhm.
because when he was younger, his hair was real long, obviously. Then he started wearing a baseball cap. I think he wore it because as he got older, if you watch all his videos, he's sweating profusely.
Yeah.
And I think this hat kept the sweat off his fucking head.
Either way, he looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And also drummers. I read Dave Grohl's book this week. Read the whole fucking book in a week, which I usually don't do, but it was a decent book, and I was interested because Dave Grohl's the shit, and he's lived a decent life. But if I was to ask you before you read this book, it's 400 pages. How much pages do you think out of the 400 would be about Nirvana?
A third? So let's say 130 pages?
Maybe 50. Maybe 50. Barely any at all. I think maybe 2 or 3 chapters of maybe like a 25 chapter book. Barely any.
Well, because I've heard
And when
interviews from Dave Grohl talking
Yeah.
about his drumming, and very little of it was about Nirvana. He said how he changed his style a little bit for Nirvana.
Not really.
He altered it to be what they wanted.
If you listen to his first band that was big was Scream. They were a Washington D.C. punk band. He played pretty much the same way he played Nirvana. I mean,
and he still does. He's a banger.
he said
He's
the
a
way
beater.
the reason why he played like that is because how he learned. He didn't have a drum set. He had pillows set up all over his room, and he had these gigantic marching sticks, and he would just play with pillows, so he'd be hitting super hard.
I think every kid did that.
Well, I think but every kid doesn't probably practice as much as Dave Grohl. But either way, the only like 3 chapters about it. But when you look back at the career of the guy's, 50-something years old or whatever, he was only in Nirvana for 3 years.
I know.
He only really helped write maybe 1.5 albums because Nevermind was mostly written by the time he got there. So he didn't write most of those songs with them. He did write Teen Spirit with them and a couple others. And then In Utero, but then Kurt was gone. And they basically together only went on like 2 or 3 tours at most.
No, but the thing about Nirvana, and I was a giant Nirvana fan, they really, even though they were only around three years.
No, they were a lot longer than that,
Yeah,
but Dave
he
Grohl
was
wasn't
around
there.
3 years.
Yeah.
They were big with Dave Grohl.
Oh, yeah.
Let's face it.
They weren't big before Dave Grohl.
Teen Spirit's what made him.
Yeah, no, they weren't big before Dave Grohl. He was only in the popular years, but the popular years really weren't that long before he killed himself.
Right.
They were huge, and then he was dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he lived
They
with...
literally started a whole genre of music. They started grunge.
They didn't start grunge at all.
They made it. They brought it to the
popular.
forefront. That's what
they
I mean.
made
They
it
brought it to the
popular.
forefront, and it was followed immediately by Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. They came right after,
Well, no, Soundgarden was already going on.
but they weren't. They didn't have that edge that they had before.
they didn't. I don't give them credit for starting a genre, but I mean, either way, they did make it popular for sure.
They
and I don't
made it- they
consider,
brought it to the
I
forefront.
don't consider Soundgarden grunge either, though. So Soundgarden, when you listen, that's a metal band. The way
I
they
agree.
play guitars and
I
everything, that's
agree.
a metal band. Now Pearl Jam a little bit more grunge than Soundgarden, but even them, they're more of just a rock band. Like they're pretty straightforward. The grunge bands were like Nirvana's a grunge band, like a Mudhoney was a grunge band.
I like
Tad,
Mudhoney.
Some shit like that. Screaming
I like
Trees.
Mudhoney.
Those were more of the grunge bands. But yeah, I get you. Nirvana was the shit.
Did you ever listen to Sonic Youth growing up?
Yeah.
I liked Sonic Youth,
Yeah, they're weird. It's
Weird.
experimental noise rock.
but I liked it.
I got another band that gets lumped in as a grunge band. You're like, that's not grunge music.
Oh, no, they're not grunge.
Grunge is a very small, real genre of
Yeah.
music, and a lot of the bands that's lumped into them aren't grunge bands.
But they
just happen to be bands that were popular.
And the thing
same
about
time
it
as
is,
Nirvana.
if it would have went, I mean, right now, if you talk about grunge music, Eddie Vedder's a legend, considered a legend,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. What would Cobain have been if he would have lived another 10
So
or
hard to
15 years?
say because
You
he
don't
was
know.
such a weird guy to begin with.
So fucking weird.
I couldn't have seen him living that long. I think if he didn't kill himself, heroin would have killed him.
Yeah.
I couldn't see that guy being sober. He had too much issues.
Yeah, but I mean, I always thought Kurt Cobain was a fucking crazy talent, but I never looked at him like a Morrison or a Hendrix, like I gotta follow everything this guy fucking does. What an innovator. I never looked at Cobain that way.
An innovator, no. He was just a good songwriter. That's
it.
basically it.
He was a songwriter.
He was a good songwriter. He put a lot of passion in
He had a
his
cool
music.
voice.
He had a cool voice, and yeah, that's about it. And
Yeah.
There were some good songs.
But I mean, there's some people, the crazy people that look at Kurt
What the fuck did
Cobain
Morrison
and say
do,
he was
though?
a fucking god.
Fuck, I'll argue that Kurt Cobain is more important to the music history than fucking Jim Morrison.
No, Jim Morrison.
What the fuck did Jim Morrison do outside of look cool?
Back then, what he did is, and he was so fucking nuts, this guy, to the hippies, okay, he wrote all these songs with these fucking mind-altering drugs that opened his brain and let him think things that he should have never thought. Fucking Janis Joplin was fucking insane.
Dude, Crosby, Stills, and Nash were on drugs. Even the lame people were on drugs back there.
But I mean,
James Taylor's shooting up heroin. You know what I mean?
David Crosby never pulled out his cock on stage and jacked off. You know what I mean?
Jim Morrison was a little bit more of a front man, but it still wasn't. I mean, as far as musically, the guy's voice isn't that fucking great. They don't have that many great songs. They got maybe one greatest hits.
I was never a Doors guy.
Yeah,
never a Doors guy.
And really, when I think of the Doors, I think of the keyboards and shit more than I think of his fucking goofy ass.
And I didn't think the lyrics to the songs were cool. But what I'm saying is, back then he was considered the innovator, and I think it might have been a lot of it because he died at 27, like. Yeah, a lot of people did, and it's like, okay, what would this guy have given us?
I don't think he would have given us shit. I'm just not a Jim Morrison guy, I guess. Jimi Hendrix. That's a different argument. Even though I'm not a huge Hendrix fan either, I recognize his greatness.
He flipped over a right-handed guitar and played it left-handed.
I mean,
recognize
that's his greatness. He's fucking awesome. You know what I've been having the argument with all week after watching these drum videos though, because I'll watch like the top 10, and there's like, this guy's fucking awesome. This guy's awesome. Number one is always either three guys I've noticed. All right, Neil Peart,
the best.
Depends. Buddy Rich,
incredible,
which is fucking ridiculous. I think Buddy Rich might be the best. Honestly, if I'm just looking at it,
being a jazz drummer,
but just drums, just like the fact that he can do what
he was doing this shit older than me. He was doing it as good as he did it when he was young. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think Buddy Rich might be the greatest.
Why did Neil Peart pick him to be his fucking hero?
And
you know what I mean?
Fucking Gonzo. I have an issue with that, man.
Do you?
I do not think he's one of the greatest drummers ever. I think he's good. I think he's very good. But I do not think he's one of the greatest. I think the dude from Dream Theater is better. I think the guy from Tool might be better.
Mangini or the old one?
The old one.
The one that went to Avenged Sevenfold. Mm-hmm. Portnoy.
Yeah, Portnoy. I mean, I think there's a lot of drummers that have been better than Bonham. I think Bonham was just such a show. You know what I mean? Why he was playing that.
Bonham
had
such weird beats.
But I'm not a drummer, and I text Adam the other day because it was his birthday. I said, "Happy birthday! You're fucking old. Now try to convince me that John Bonham's the greatest, or try to convince me that John Bonham's not overrated, because I think he's fucking overrated." And he just wrote me back, "No, he's really good. Fuck you. I love you. Bye," or something like that. I can't get anybody to agree with me that Bonham's not one of the greatest, but I just don't see it, man.
Because he had such weird, unusual fills that other people couldn't do.
I guess, but they've done them since.
Since, yes, but back then they didn't.
Not many people still to this day could ever do what Buddy Rich did. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
And Neil Peart, like, there's no other Neil Peart on the world.
No.
But I feel like lots of people could do what Bonham did. Now, he might have done them first, and you do get credit for that. I don't take that away, but I think a lot of people can mimic him, where not a lot of people can mimic those other two very well. So that's where I give him credit.
Buddy Rich is like he's a freak. The stuff he did, and he never ever fucking missed ever.
No, and he had like two drums.
Yeah, Neil Peart. I put Stuart Copeland probably in there.
Stuart Copeland's if you're gonna put my favorite drummers ever, Stuart Copeland's top three. I mean, he's way ahead of Neil Peart and them. They're not. I recognize their greatness, but I don't like. It's just not my thing. Stuart Copeland's my thing. Like, that guy's the shit.
Yeah, he's sick,
and he's fucking crazy, which I love about him. He's funny as hell.
I think Portnoy's fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I think Mangini's better.
Okay, fair enough.
And a lot of people do, just because he's fucking insane.
Yeah,
Portnoy was technical. Mangini's technical and insane. But as far as I looked at Bonham and went, "Tell me what's so special about him."
Yeah,
and I watched this documentary on him, and he did such weird beats that shouldn't have sounded good, but they did. And then they've asked good drummers, copy that. I can't copy that. It's off the beat. It's not there. Mm-hmm. It's not where it's supposed to be. So they couldn't copy it. So I just think he was like a beater who just found something to make it sound great. I think he was good. I've never looked at Bonham as one of the best ever.
I don't, but I'm not a drummer. And it seems like every drummer you talk to will tell you that he is. So I must be missing something that I don't know, but it just you can't convince me.
But I mean, there's a lot of drummers that were fucking incredible for different reasons. You won't find. I never thought he was one of the best drummers ever, but as far as double bass drummer, Alex Van Halen was a phenomenal double bass drummer.
He was ridiculous. The drummer for Slayer is ridiculous. With the double bass pedal.
Fucking, what's his nuts? What the fuck is his name? McBrain. Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Ridiculous fast.
He's awesome.
This motherfucker moves his hands faster than Neil did.
Yeah.
And people don't realize it. Listen to the fucking drum part in Run to the Hills once and say, oh my God, is that,
drummer Judas Priest was awesome.
Ridiculous. But Judas Priest had too many drummers,
The one that stuck.
Yeah.
I always forget his fucking name, but he was awesome. Hey, let's get off of drums.
Yeah, let's do that.
What are we doing here?
We're talking about my hemorrhoid.
We are talking about your hemorrhoid. Let's get back to it.
I'll be getting my butt eaten soon. And I've got that.
Let's get back to that hemorrhoid.
Well, it's just exciting for me because, butt eating is a big part of my life. And
very important.
And getting my butt eaten especially is a big part of my life. And I haven't done it for like a month because I was worried about this little bump. Mm-hmm. And I thought that maybe she would get so grossed out. Now I've had other girls eat my butt.
Since then?
No, she's the last one.
Oh, okay.
The last one besides her was well over a year ago. But the thought of never having her do it again, because she gets in there. Okay, it looks like she's in an ice cream eating contest. Hands behind your back kind of thing. She enjoys eating butt.
I don't like how you just said she gets in there.
Well, she doesn't go in the hole.
But that's what it sounded like.
No, she doesn't go in the hole. You know what it's like? You put a...
let's say I don't need more details.
Let's say you eat something that's loaded with gravy, and you set it down. The dog will clean the plate total.
Oh, yeah, he will.
She cleans the plate.
All right, she's a plate cleaner.
She doesn't miss an inch. And I'm telling you.
She cleans the plate.
She cleans the plate. And when the tongue hits your butthole, for those of you that never had it, just imagine a magical unicorn picking you up and taking you to Pleasure Town. That's what happens when you get your butt eaten. It's the fucking greatest thing on the planet. If you've never gotten your butt eaten, get your butt eaten. And I'm telling you, people go, you're sick. Poop comes out of there. Well, you know what? Lots of stuff comes out of the vag, too. Pee, blood, that yellow cheesy stuff that ends up a stain on your underwear. Doesn't stop me from eating it.
No. Yeah, well, who cares? That yellowy, cheesy stuff.
That's why I always wondered, why is it staying in your underwear yellow? Didn't come out yellow.
You think Ryan licks that when he smells?
Ryan?
Yeah, because he smells the panties every day.
I think Ryan chews that.
Oh God.
I think Ryan.
I had to ask him next time he comes.
I think I'm sexually open-minded. I think Ryan's twisted as fuck. Okay, which I respect.
Yeah,
because I like Ryan.
No, I get you.
But I don't think there's anything on God's green earth that he wouldn't try once. There's a lot I won't try.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I don't think I disagree 100%.
I will never. I don't care if I love you like.
Dude, he jerked off to watching another guy blow another guy.
I know.
But he's not gay.
He enjoyed his wife coming in pissing all over his face. You're not peeing on me.
No.
I don't give a fuck how much I love you. Don't pee on me because I'm coming up swinging. I don't care what your gender is. I'm coming up swinging.
I don't know about swinging there.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't swing.
I'm not going to hit a girl. No,
That's what I mean.
But don't pee on me.
Calm down, Ray Rice.
I'm just saying don't pee on me. He'll try that. I won't try that.
Yeah.
I would, he'll try anything.
Yeah, he's a sick fuck.
Hey, I'm going to shove this thing in your ass. And when I do it, I'm going to hit your balls real hard because some scientist said that you'll come real hard.
He'd try it.
All right, try it.
He'd definitely try it.
I won't. You're not going to hit my balls and you're not going to shove this thing up my ass.
Didn't he say he doesn't like the rusty trombone, though?
He did say he didn't like that. Because
it makes him feel feminine?
I don't know how it's feminine.
Or makes him feel vulnerable?
How's it vulnerable? You're getting your butt eaten and jerked off at the same time.
Because he said that the balls were you could fucking get them if you really wanted to with the speed bag action.
You could.
So I think that's what he was worried about. But yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
That might be the only thing that Ryan's not into is the rusty trombone.
I think if his wife said, hey, I've just been thinking about something lately. I just want to poop on you. I think he'd let her.
Oh, I think he'd let her. For sure.
I won't.
She ain't going to poop on him.
I'm just saying, if she wanted to, he would say, okay, we'll try it once.
Yeah. I don't think I don't know.
I'm not trying it once.
No, we know you don't like poop more than other people don't like poop.
Yeah, really.
For some reason.
But, different, changing diaper, all that, different story.
Yeah.
I'm talking adult poop. I don't want anything to do with adult poop.
Hey, we got to get to one of these thingers. Which I've seen on Amazon. There's a whole book of these, and I halfway want to get one and get the best one, but then I feel like I'm ripping things off. But
one day you need to come up with one of these.
Okay. If you want to switch off every week, we could do that. I don't give a shit. I just figured it was your thing.
No, the joke of the day is my thing.
Okay.
Would you rather? That's totally open to either one.
I've only done one of them ever, I think.
The best one we've ever had, I think, was the one my son gave me.
That fucking piece of shit hasn't wrote in since then. Oh, yeah, that's your
my
son.
Child.
Well, true there. Hey there, buddy. I know you don't want your name said, but
you know what? I'm gonna call him
anymore. I think
he still listens.
I don't think so.
He told me about some stuff last time I talked to him.
You know, someone that does listen that I've seen the other night at the casino is Nana, and I didn't know she was a regular listener, but it sounds like she is. And she told me that when she heard the episode where we were goofing on Shane, that she called him and he listened. And he thought it was fucking hilarious. So.
Of course, Shane would think it was hilarious.
Yeah, but he never listened to us before, and she made him because we were talking about him. And then he thought it was hilarious.
Nana listens?
Apparently Nana's a regular.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out there, Nana. She probably listens while she...
Well, then I'm going to give you a would you rather.
I bet you she listens while she diddles her bean in the fucking bathtub.
Then I'm going to give you a would you rather with Nana in the middle of it.
All right, let's hear it.
Because, I mean, God love you, Nana. I didn't know you listened. We would have mentioned you a long time before this if I knew you did. Okay, so I'm going to give you one. Now, Nana, for those of you that don't know, Nana's a lady we worked with. She's cool as fuck.
She's like the coolest 100-year-old I know.
Yeah, but the thing about it is she's mad all the time. She could have $1 million in one hand and she'd be mad that there wasn't $1 million in the other.
Not that
hand.
Now she's retired. I think she's just drunk all the time.
See, and that I respect. But here's your would you rather. Would you rather have to go over to Nana's house every day, at a different time every day? You don't know what she's doing. She could have been out cutting the grass. She could have just got out of the shower, whatever. You have to go over to Nana's house every day and go down on her until she orgasms. Okay? Like I said, one day she could be right out of the fucking lawnmower. She could be, cleaning the attic. Might be ripe down there. Or it could be clean right out of the shower. But every day for a month, you got to go over there and go down on her till she comes. Or twice in that month, you got to go over to Matt Hudson's house and give him a hand job till he nuts. You don't have to suck his dick. You just got to give him a handy. Twice, or you eat out Nana 30 times. A handy.
So the first time with Nana, you're going to have to remove a lot of cobwebs because that thing probably hasn't been touched since fucking 1986.
Fair enough.
All right. So, you're really opening up the fucking cave with Nana. The first,
Nana could be sexually active as fuck.
Just say,
we don't know that.
I wouldn't be surprised if a bat flew out, and just next thing you know, a bat flew out her pussy, and you're just like, oh, well, of course a bat lives up in this pussy, But anyhow, I like how that just stays. It just floats.
It does.
Or giving Matt a hand job. Now, Matt, he's not a guy I'd want to give a hand job to. With that being said, there's not a guy that I would like to give a hand job to. So it pretty much goes without saying
but
that.
Two of those. That's all you got to do.
2 hand jobs. Glove?
Rubber.
Rubber glove?
No, he can wear a rubber.
He can wear a rubber.
Yeah, so you don't get any cum on you.
I don't know how big his dick is. That fucking rubber might slip off. He
can wear a condom.
All right.
So you won't get any nut on you. And you only have to do it once every 2 weeks.
That is a plus. Now that's added a lot to the Matt side. Now I don't have to deal with cum.
Right.
Just have to deal with Matt's dick in my hand.
And his balls doing a pendulum thing underneath. And the eye contact that he's obviously going to be giving.
His thighs are too big. His balls are resting. All right. Okay. They're not moving that much. But open up the cave tour, Nana, because I'm coming through. All right. So keep that thing nice and clean for the month, please, for me. I know that's probably impossible for you with your old stinky pussy, but
you don't know if it stinks. It might smell like roses.
There isn't 100.
Nana, I'm willing to give it a shot.
There isn't 100-year-old pussy in the world that doesn't stink, dude.
Nana's not 100.
I'm sorry, 94. I don't know how old Nana is. How old is Nana? She's probably your fucking age.
I think Nana's early. I think she's probably like Kaisel's age.
Oh, okay. Good for her for retiring a little early.
Yeah, I think she's probably Gary's age.
Her mom's still alive, so that blows my mind. She has to be 122. So, I wouldn't eat her mom's pussy. But, Nana, I'm coming through. coming through. Hey, I'm picking
Every
her.
day for a month.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, bud. I don't pick these. I don't want to do any of them, but I'm going to pick one, and I'd rather do that than jerk off Hudson.
No, but here's the downside.
You jerking off Matt? I think you'd fuck Nan on a Tuesday. I don't think it matters for you. I think you'd do it just for the experience. But we're not talking about fucking either, though. We're just talking about eating bucks.
But here's the problem. Let's say I go over on day one,
Uh-huh.
and there's a little tinge to it.
Yeah, well, that could be an issue.
Then I've got 29 more days, and you can't go back.
But maybe you tell her kitty needs a bath, and she takes care of it. Maybe the embarrassment. That first day, how could it not stink?
I think Nana's clean anyway.
How could the first day not stink, though? Like I said, this is an open cavern that hasn't been touched for years.
You don't know that.
You're a new
You're
settler.
making assumptions.
You think Nana's out there getting some dick?
I think Nana gets the occasional dick, yes.
She's out there in Cheviot at the bar just getting dick?
Is that where she lives, Cheviot?
No, she's west side somewhere.
Oh, that's close to me. Maybe I'll go over and give her some.
There you go.
I told her, I said, I'll slip it to you once.
I really wanted Keyshawn to fuck her back when they went to Vegas together. Just for the story. How funny would that be if Keyshawn was like 27, 26 at the time, and he fucked old Nana, and just for the story. Both sides would be so funny. I tried hard to convince him to fuck her. I was texting them the whole time they were there. Didn't work.
All right, I'm eating Nana too.
Yeah.
But I would really be scared if it maybe smelled like pee or something the first time. I would have a real tough time going back. And you have to go back.
Yeah, doesn't Nana? We always joke she wears Depends. She might actually have them on. I don't know.
I don't know, man, but that'd be tough. I'm just hoping that I'm right and that I'm not throwing generalities out there and saying because she's older that it stinks. It might smell like candy.
Yeah. I'm guessing like mothballs.
I'm thinking like Skittles.
Skittles? You thinking? Taste the rainbow, man.
Well, Skittles that have been peed on, maybe. A little bit of pee.
Those sour Skittles.
Swedish fish. You know that weird plastic smell?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to choose either, but I will pick Nana over Matt.
I will too. It's a vagina. Yeah, it's not Matt's dick.
Yeah, that's mostly it.
Joke of the week. I'm going to tell a really old joke today.
Okay.
The only reason it was funny is because I was driving with my son and I got a text message from my buddy Jeff out in Arizona that sent me the punchline to this.
Not Big Dick Jeff, another Jeff?
No, different Jeff. I'm going to get Big Dick Jeff on the show so everybody can see what he looks like.
He's got to press it against his leg or something.
I'm going to have more bike shorts like Jonah Falcon.
Go on.
And he sent me the punchline to this joke because it was a joke he used to tell me. The joke's 40 years old, but it's still funny as fuck. And first of all, R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, what a bummer.
I laughed my ass at that dude.
That guy's my guy.
He's my guy, too.
That's one of my faves. He's like that old school, or just that comic kind of guy, like Norm Macdonald kind of was. Just
like I don't give a fuck.
Kind of weird, but just so fucking original and great. I love Gilbert.
Yeah, and it's 63 or something like that.
Someone made a great joke online. I think it was Ari Shafir wrote, of course, Gilbert's going to die 2 days before taxes are due. Cheap Jew.
Ari Shafir's gay.
No, he's not. He's Jewish, but they're both.
Is he Jewish?
Yeah, they're both Jewish, and the whole.
Oh no, that's what I mean. He's Jew. What did I say? Gay?
Yeah, you said gay.
Oh no, he's Jewish.
Yeah,
that's what Jewish. I mean.
That's why it's all right for him to do it.
Yeah.
But it was a Gilbert Gottfried thing to do. Like Gilbert Gottfried
totally
will say a joke right after someone dies, so it was appreciated. The joke was hilarious, and Gilbert Gottfried was known to be this like super cheap dude that would like anytime he went, he would take home the stuff that was backstage. Like Stern used to talk about this, they'd have the catering tray backstage and stuff, and he would actually pack a bunch of it in napkins and take all of it. He'd take all the shit from airplanes.
Really?
This guy had, Gilbert Gottfried had some fucking money, but he would still take everything all the time. Like he was just that guy.
He was a stereotypical Jewish guy.
Yes. And he even laughs about it when people make fun of him for it. His fucking goofy ass laugh. I can't even redo it, but fucking rest in peace there, Gilbert.
Yeah. So this is my old joke. But it's one of the funniest ones ever, and I never told you these were all going to be new jokes. These Native Americans are in their teepees. You've heard this. Everyone's heard it. It's just a joke of the day. And this little tiny Indian goes into his dad's teepee, and he says, "Daddy, have a question for you. Sorry about the accent. It's necessary with this joke. Daddy, I have a question. How come brother's name, Flying Eagle?" He said, son, when brother born, dad leave teepee. First thing see, eagle flying. Name him Flying Eagle. He said, how come sister's name Running Deer? When sister born, dad leave teepee. First thing see, deer running. Name her Running Deer. He says, Daddy, I have one more question. He said, I've answered enough of your questions, 2 dogs fucking. Old joke. Funny as fuck.
No, I like that.
And Jeff sends me a punchline. He sends me a text. How's it going, 2 dogs fucking? And I laughed so hard, I said, that's going to be my joke of the day. That's a funny fucking joke.
2 dogs fucking.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
All right, fuck you. My fuck you this week goes out to one of my favorite directors of all time. Love his movies. And he recently wrote a book based on one of his movies. It's a weird move to make the movie and then write the book afterwards. But this is what he did. Quentin Tarantino.
I knew that's where you were going.
Fuck you, Quentin Tarantino. All right. I love the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. A great movie. But
See, I thought it was okay.
okay, whatever. Best part about that movie, though, was...
Best part about that movie?
Yeah, well, the best part of the movie. What was the best part of the movie?
The murders?
Yes, the end, right?
Yeah.
The fucking end. The best. Awesome. The ending came out of nowhere. No one expected it. Fucking great.
The way Brad Pitt killed him was pretty fucking awesome.
Everything that happened in the scene was awesome. The fact that it even happened was awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
It totally threw you for a curveball. That was the best part of the movie to me.
I agree.
I mean, you know, the other parts of the movie, some of it was good, some of it was bad.
Some of it was boring.
Most of it is Tarantino's ode to Hollywood shit that only he gives a fuck about, and nerds like it and stuff. But I'll give him a pass. I know that's like his pet project shit. Tarantino throws enough cool shit in his movies that I'll let him get by with his nerd shit that he just throws in for himself and his nerdy buddies. And that's what a lot of that movie actually was. It was more of an ode to old Hollywood. Either way, so you write the book. The book was good. You know, it added a little bit more chapters to it, like, you know, a little bit more back history on the Brad Pitt character or whatever.
Right.
It's great up until the end. All right? I got 10 pages left in this fucking 400-page book, and they still haven't even got to the beginning of the killings. All right? And I'm thinking, there's no way
you want detail of these killings.
Yeah, yes. I want the description of it through word, like everything else in the fucking book. You got to watch the movie. Now you're actually getting to hear the description, the backstory, all that other stuff. Made every scene a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
He didn't put it in. The end, it doesn't end that way. The end ends right before the murders, or the night before, where they're setting up a pool party or whatever there, and they never go to that. He talks to what's his nuts, the Steve McQueen in front of their house, and then he talks to the girl that he was in the movie with, and then it ends. I was so fucking pissed, dude. I read that 400-page book, and you're not even gonna give me the best fucking part?
Yeah, I'd be mad.
Yeah, fuck you, Quentin Tarantino. It's the last time I'll ever read one of your books.
You'll still watch his movies.
Yeah, movies are shit, dude.
They are the shit. They were all good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, even the ones that, or even the parts that drag, there's enough cool shit in it to make up for it. So, I mean, there are definitely dragging parts in a lot of his movies, especially nowadays. But still, man, he has some good shit going on.
Well, I got to fuck you. It's going to be an unpopular one. Fuck you, Oprah. And the reason I'm doing a fuck you, Oprah, and this really pisses me off.
I don't even know Oprah's alive anymore.
Oh, she's still alive.
I know.
And she didn't. She's got a show coming out, one of the Oprah specials on the O Network or whatever. Basically, what it's about. And this stuff pisses me off. And I know you think that it shouldn't piss me off. And if you really think deep down, you'll know it's not a racial issue to me. But this thing makes me mad. I hate when people stir up racism. And it's obviously just to get ratings on their show. It's not to help whatever. Because I don't even know if this is racism, this thing she's talking about. Basically, she's talking about this guy black guy, who got COVID. Mm-hmm. And he went to the hospital, and basically he was turned down by 3 different hospitals for some reason. Mm-hmm. Okay? And basically, the title of her special is The Color of Care. And she's basically hinting to the fact that this black man was turned away by these hospitals, and then he went home and died. My whole thing is, hospitals really don't run that way. You're black, so I'm not taking you. Maybe it was a COVID thing where they're like, well, this person tested positive, whatever.
There is that. Like, during the COVID thing, remember, like, not every hospital would take people with COVID. You know what I mean?
And that's what they didn't take
You had
him.
to be a certain level. Now,
Right.
she's assuming, and this has been a thing that's gone on for a while. I've heard this a lot. I don't know if it's true. I'm not black. But I have heard that for a long time, and I've read many articles how that is the case. That, old school racism still exists, and black people don't get the same attention that white people to get. Whether it's true or not, I don't fucking know. But I have heard that for a long time now. So there could be validity to that. I don't know.
But this is Oprah. For some reason, people listen to Oprah like
course.
she's a fucking genius and she knows everything. I just hate it when...
Well, Oprah's just taking an issue that's been talked about forever and bringing it to the forefront there. I don't know. The COVID thing could be a thing. Now, if you just say that I got a broken arm and you turn away, no hospital turns people away for that kind of stuff.
Right.
But during the COVID stuff, they were selective of who they would take in and who they wouldn't.
But what I'm saying is, if this man was turned down by 3 different hospitals and he went home and died, I'm just saying, how many of other races were also turned down? Because
Probably.
they were 1 million of them, probably.
And that's the thing.
So
but-
why are we making this racial?
Because it has been in the past. So it's hard to not... It's the same reason that black people have a problem taking the vaccine. Because in the past...
They have a reason.
Exactly. Well, they also have a reason when they're getting turned down nowadays to think, they have been in the past historically not treated as well by hospitals.
Well, they were injected with syphilis and every other thing for experiments.
That's what I
guinea
mean.
pigs.
So when shit happens nowadays that may or may not have anything to do with race, I can't blame them for thinking that it does. You know what I mean? Like, it's just because history it has always been that way. So for it to happen again, well, of course it happened again because of this.
Well,
because
how
that's
long
what it's always been like.
Is this going to go on for our entire country's existence?
It's probably going to
because
go-
it happened so many years ago, and it's still. And we're going to say, well, this hasn't been brought up in a while.
Little shit like that wasn't so many years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like slavery. That happened a long fucking time ago. But them being treated equally by that stuff, that's not that long ago.
But do you really think that 3 different hospitals said, well, this guy's black, we're not taking him? Do you really think that happened?
I don't know.
Come on, dude. It didn't happen that way.
I'd have to know that. I'd have to know the fucking area that it's in. I'd have to know a lot of things, but probably not. I would err on the side that that's probably not why he was turned away. But I also understand how you could feel that way. You know what I mean? I go both ways. Either way, fuck Oprah. She's just looking for ratings.
That's what I'm talking about. She's doing this. She's stirring shit up.
No, you're fine. I'm saying that as far as the whole culture to believe that way, I don't blame them. But fuck Oprah at the same time.
Fuck Oprah.
Who gives a shit about Oprah?
And she's like trying to look all young now. She's got her hair straight and blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is she's going after ratings by bringing up something that's kind of on the chill right now. I mean, it's been... with the riots that happened and the protests and all that, well, all that stuff has calmed down a little bit. It's not on headline news.
It's not on the
every
forefront
fucking show.
because we have a different president.
Right. And the forefront right now is fucking Russia, and it's even dying off. The war in Russia, you don't see that every 5 minutes anymore.
People get bored.
Yeah, but you still should probably see that every 5
Yeah,
minutes.
it's still the most important thing. But
they just
in
found
the end,
900 civilians
in the end,
tortured and murdered.
But in the end, it's what drives ratings. And after a while, people don't give a fuck about the Ukraine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we got to go on to something else, whether it be whatever.
But I'm saying, why is it that, I want the racial shit fixed. I want it all fixed. So do you. So does everybody. But why are you trying to stir up an entire race of people and get them pissed off about something that may or may not be true?
Ratings, man. That's what everything's about.
Doesn't
Ratings.
that suck?
Ratings, yeah.
Oprah's worth $1 billion.
But then again, I can see on the other side how they're happy that she does that because it does bring it to the attention of people in the forefront that maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Fuck you, Oprah.
But I just fuck Oprah in general. I've always said that.
Why don't you fuck Quentin Tarantino or something?
He wouldn't be into her.
Why?
Probably don't have pretty feet. He needs a girl with nice feet.
Does his wife have nice feet?
I don't know who he's married to, but I guarantee she has something with feet attracted to him because he's a fucking freak about feet, and he always has been.
Really?
You didn't notice you have never noticed that.
I noticed that he showed Uma Thurman's feet all the time.
Well, every one of his movies, watch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of feet going on in every single one of his movies. Fucking that book, the front page is that girl that played Sharon Tate's feet. Like,
oh yeah,
like it's just he's that guy. You know what I mean? He doesn't make any qualms.
And he
about
always
it.
shows the girl's feet.
Always, dude.
Yeah.
He's a crazy foot fetish
That's why
guy.
I'm thinking maybe Uma Thurman's got perfect feet.
But she doesn't. They're kind of ugly, and that's what always.
She's got long toes.
That's what always weirded me out about Quentin Tarantino is he has a foot fetish, but he's into her feet. Like, there's so much better feet if you're having a foot fetish.
You know what though? I never ever was a Uma Thurman guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never ever. And in Pulp Fiction, she didn't do much for me. But I will say, by the end of the second Kill Bill, I was a giant Uma fan.
Yeah, she had a good little run there. Pulp
had a
Fiction,
great
I didn't
little
like
run.
that character in Pulp Fiction, but I did love Kill Bill.
I loved them both.
But overall, who cares? Fuck Uma Thurman. We got to get out of here. Hey
Don't
guys.
say fuck Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
I'll fuck Uma Thurman.
Thanks for listening, fellas.
Uma Thurman eats butt.
And ladies, I appreciate every listen we get. And if you could listen more, that'd be awesome. If you could tell a friend, that'd be awesome. If you if you could, God,
Subscribe
damn.
and share.
Dude, I talk
We'd
like a
appreciate that too.
retard.
Hey, we're going to try to have a guest next week.
Yeah.
And you know what I want to do next week?
What?
I just want to bring back one of the old vulgar podcasts because we've talked about a lot of sports lately. And
Well, you know, you really like getting back to the old stuff. Maybe we'll bring Danny in because he gets a kick out of that. So
Danny
we'll
would
see.
love that.
Danny be a good guest for next week. We're gonna make you fucking come in, you dick. I know you're off on weekends. All right, until next week. I'm gonna drink that in between. Until then, see you fuckers later.
Later, bitches.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.